In this episode, we are going to learn the 34th strategy. The name of the strategy is deceiving the enemy by torturing one's own man. Welcome to subscribe to the 36 Stratagems channel, comment or send us an email and you will get an ebook about 36 stratagems on sale. Pretending to be injured has two possible applications. In the first, the enemy is lulled into relaxing his guard since he no longer considers you to be an immediate threat. The second is a way of ingratiating yourself to your enemy by pretending the injury was caused by a mutual enemy. The deceiving the enemy by torturing one's own man stratagem refers to a remarkable incident during the Three Kingdoms period in ancient China. Huang Gai, a renowned general from the kingdom of Wu, volunteered to participate in a staged act with Zhou Yu. In this act, Zhou Yu pretended to beat Huang Gai severely, and afterwards, Huang Gai used this as an excuse to express his willingness to surrender to Cao, the enemy commander. Meanwhile, Cao's undercover agent within the ranks of the Kingdom of Wu reported the incident of Huang Gai being beaten. Despite Cao's shrewdness, he did not anticipate that Huang Gai's injuries were genuine while his surrender was a ruse. As a result, Cao easily believed Huang Gai. Consequently, during the Battle of Red Cliffs, when Cao saw Huang Gai leading a fleet of about 10 small boats towards him, he did not suspect a thing. He assumed it was part of Huang Gai's plan of infiltrating from within as mentioned in his surrender letter. However, to his surprise, as soon as they met, Huang Gai commanded his soldiers to ignite the small boats filled with straw, oil, and grease, taking advantage of the wind to set Cao's fleet on fire. Countless casualties were inflicted upon the Wei forces, and Cao suffered a major defeat, escaping with great embarrassment back to the north. This stratagem became famous not only for its tactical execution but also because the experienced general Huang Gai was willing to sacrifice his personal interests in order to gain Cao's trust by enduring humiliation and beatings. This ultimately turned the tide of the battle, saving the nation and its people from imminent danger. Huang Gai's courage is admirable, and his selflessness in sacrificing personal gains for the greater good is commendable. Thus, the Kuroji stratagem not only brought fame to Zhuliang and Zhou Yu for their strategic prowess but also elevated Huang Gai's life to a higher level of moral integrity, where he was willing to sacrifice personal interests for the greater cause. In order to assassinate the enemy leader, the assassin reluctantly killed his wife and children to express his loyalty to the enemy leader. After the successful assassination, he refused the reward and asked to be buried in the same place as his wife and children after committing suicide. The bitter stratagem is to first torture oneself, using blood and tears to get close to the enemy, while secretly carrying out subversive activities. The purpose of taking risks is to gain the enemy's trust through deception. This stratagem is actually a deviation from a special practice. In order to bring real drug dealers to justice, the police do not hesitate to go undercover, deep into the middle of drug dealers, pretending to be drug dealers, and experiencing drug trafficking and drug testing in order to gain their trust. Risks are not only used in wars but are also widely seen in all fields of social life. Be careful when using this method because the implementation of risks involves self-harm, which can be very painful. Even if it succeeds, the fruit of victory also contains blood and tears. A bitter pill is not only bitter but also risky. If the enemy is hard-hearted or resourceful, it is not easy to take the bait. Once this stratagem is discovered, not only will the pain of self-harm be endured in vain, but even life will be lost. Therefore, whenever possible, try not to use this method. In the next episode, we will start the 35th strategy. If you want to listen, please subscribe to this channel and you won't get lost.